welcome back to my channel, guys. For those of you who just clicked on this video by the title and you want to know the backstory, I'm a CNA, which is a certified nursing assistant. I assist the nurse. I've been a CNA for going on 2 years now. I am from New York City and I've only worked as a CNA in New York City until this last contract. I only worked in long-term care facilities. I've never worked in a hospital setting. I just couldn't really find a hospital setting, especially being a new CNA. I only was hired at long-term care. I worked at a long-term care facility for a year before I ventured out and traveled. First assignment was upstate New York, Lake Placid, Plala, I don't know how you say it, but whatever. That was my first assignment. It was horrible. I was left stranded. Horrible recruiter, horrible company, Supplemental Health. Yes, I'm saying their name. Avoid at all costs. So this assignment was my second one. It was in Wisconsin. I found the assignment on Indeed.com because I know I'm going to get a lot of questions of where I found it at. The reason why I picked the assignment and the reason why I pick all my assignments is because it has free housing. Now, for me personally, I have money goals and goals. I have money goals. And one of those goals don't include paying for housing. Yes, I know that New York City is a high place to live. Other places maybe not so much, but I just didn't like the fact that half of my money was going towards rent and I have to pay rent here where I live in New York City as well. So it's like paying rent in two places and that's just taken away from money, and it's just no point of traveling in my opinion. I try to look for the assignments that provide free housing. Now I will say that they are kind of hard to come by. So if you come by an assignment that has free housing, take it immediately if you're really serious about being a travel CNA. If the pay is good, don't just take it immediately, but just, you know, obviously the area, the pay, yes, but I would say try to snatch it because it's kind of hard to find the ones with housing. Yeah, so that's why I picked this assignment, because it was free housing, and then also I was told that it was only 2 aides on the floor. Now, originally, when they told me it was 2 aides on the floor, I was like, oh my gosh. Coming from New York, I come from like 5 aides on the floor. Obviously, because we have like, it's like 400 something beds in the whole building, but on the floor, it's like 40 something residents. We need more than 5. We need 10, but usually it's 5. So that's what I'm used to. We have a lot of help as far as, you know, as much as we can. Yeah. But when I heard that this was like a 2 CNA, you know, to like 17 patients, it didn't really click that how are you going to do it? It was just like, it must be easy. That was my opinion. Like, oh, this must be a really easy facility if they're going to only put 2 aides on the floor, because 2 aides on the floor is literally impossible. So I took the contract. You guys know I showed you the facility. Everything was great. If I can just start with a few reasons why I ended my contract, I'll just start right here. The first reason I ended my contract was having 2 aides on the floor. Yes, I was told that in my contract. I signed a contract. I read my contract. I'm very smart. I know what I was doing before I did it. So I'm just putting that out there. But I guess that I was under the impression that because there were 2 aides, it was super easy. I didn't realize that it would be super hard. Getting there, most of the residents was long-term care. Most of the residents were total care, meaning that they cannot feed themselves. They cannot change themselves. They cannot walk. You know, you need a Hoyer to lift them up and properly put them in their chair or put them on the toilet. They cannot dress themselves. Total care, you know, most of them were. So to have 2 aides on the floor when you have a lot of total care residents, and then you also have the residents that you have like a few that do rehab, they're like me and you, it's like, okay, I have to go to the bathroom now. I can't just pee in my diaper, or, you know, like someone that wears a diaper. I don't want to pee in my diaper. I have to use the bathroom. So to mix the floor with total care, a lot of total care, and then you'll have a few rehab, then you'll have a few that can kind of do things on their own, was a nightmare. Because while I'm sitting here trying to do the total care residents, you know, in the middle of them, and they take a while, and some of them were really heavy, all of that stuff. It took a while to get them out of bed, to dress them. You'll have the rehab ringing the bell, alert, need to use the bathroom immediately before they pee on themselves, which I get, but you can't get to them in time because you're dealing with the total care. A lot of the family would be there a lot, and that's not a problem for me. Your mom, your sister, I mean, not your mom, because usually it's the mom. Your sister, your daughter, your sons, your kids want to come, your husband, great. I have no issue with that, obviously. But the family here at this facility were very demanding, very impatient, not understanding. Like, the bell could ring for 1 minute, 5 minutes, and they're already at the front desk at the nurse's station. Oh, my husband needs to get on this. My husband needs to this. My mom needs to, my mom needs, and it's like, yes, I get it. But again, when there's 2 aides, what can you do? The reason why I didn't like the 2 aides, the nurses, we had these phones, and I'll insert a picture, where you would have to pick up the bell, tell you how long the resident was on the light. This will be on the walkie. Hello, this light has been on for 1 minute, blah, 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 blah. And that's just, it's like when you're in the middle of doing the best you can and like trying to hurry up and get all the residents done, and then you hear, oh, this person's been on the light for 1 minute. It's ridiculous. Always ranting and raving about us when they didn't get their way. Not helpful at all. Like, they'll be in the room doing med pass or changing up, blah blah blah, and the light will be on while they're in that room. I'll go in the room, the nurse is sitting right there. Okay, I get it, you're busy doing what you, but can you turn the light off? Can you turn the light off? Or, and then it's what it's like, if the patient needs water, they'll let the ring stay on until a CNA gets the water. That is absolutely ridiculous to me. So that was frustrating. They had a policy at this facility where, this is another thing that bothered me about being at that facility. Now, you had, all the residents had to be up and changed, cares done, before 9:30 a.m. I got to work at 6:30 a.m. And let's say I had 11 people on my roster for the day. I would say out of that 11, about 8 of them were total care, right? So I would have to get 8 total care people up and ready between the hours of 7:30 and 9:30. That is not possible. All in the dining room between those hours. Change, everything. And they had to eat breakfast. I thought it was ridiculous. I'm from facilities where the nurses would just say, look, as long as their cares are done before lunch, or if one of them like had an early appointment, or like if you just had that resident that just liked to get up early, it would probably be like 1 or 2 that like to get up early before breakfast. The rest of them, you can get done, their cares done before lunch. And lunch will be at like 12. So that's possible, that's doable. I would have all my residents done before lunch. Maybe I'll have like 1 or 2 that I didn't get to because they're really like hard to deal with residents, where they don't want to be touched, they don't want to be changed. Or residents that really like to sleep and not be bothered. I would try to attempt to change them and do their cares after lunch. But that was literally my routine here in New York City. It was just like, oh, so-and-so has an appointment, she's gonna get up early. So-and-so likes to get up early before breakfast, I'll do her, and then the rest, as long as their cares are done before lunch. That means that some of them eat in their room, especially if they're feeders. I can bring the tray to them, feed them, then I can start getting them ready. Like, you can take your time and pace yourself. At this facility, it was like racing the clock, trying to get all these total care people up, using Hoyers, machines, batteries, all of that. And then a lot of the times the batteries never worked. I would go through like 6 batteries. Imagine getting a resident up in the air, the battery stops. You go get one, that one doesn't work, the next 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 one. Then you got all these people on the light as well, waiting to get up, wanting to get breakfast. How can you run a facility where most of the equipment was shitty, they didn't work, the batteries were always dead, and even if they had these chargers, I don't know what for, because they never charged them. You can't expect me to get all these total care people up and then have the time to feed them. So I never got a chance to feed anybody breakfast. The nurse fed everybody breakfast, and he did it every morning, and they complained every morning, but they didn't have a choice every morning because I possibly couldn't get up 8 total care people, 11 residents, but like 8 total care, and feed them and take their order, because we also had to take their orders. No. They had a whole dining staff, and only the night shift would take orders. But day shift, they would not come from behind that counter. And I had a little quarrel with one of the dining staff because she was super rude, didn't want to leave that behind the counter, was just like, we can't leave behind the counter because of infection control. I get it, but that's stupid. You have all these residents sitting here ready to eat. You're not doing anything, just standing there staring at us. All they do is take up the food. You can't take orders. So we had this thing where we would have to get everybody in the dining room, everybody situated, then take everybody's orders for the day. They had a menu, so you would, hey, would you like blah, 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 get all their drinks, then tell the dining staff, then take the trays that are not, that don't sit in the dining room. You gotta take the trays, the ones that sit in their room, then you sit down and feed the people. The scheduling. They would schedule you to work doubles and doubles and doubles. Now, before I came here, before I took the contract, it said doubles may be possible. Possibly. If you want overtime, you can pick it up if you like. When I got there, they would schedule me overtime. They wouldn't ask, do you want to do overtime? I was supposed to work 40 hours a week. They would schedule me overtime that I would be up to like 56 hours a week. Okay, I got a lot of money, but I didn't want to work that much. I really didn't. And then if I did want to work that much, I would want to choose when I wanted to take the extra work, not you. They literally just, it would be, oh, a double, then you work an AM shift. Who schedules like that? I'm a human being. I cannot physically possibly work 2 doubles and then work a day shift and the next day. It wasn't until I actually vocalized, hey, can you guys not schedule me doubles and back to back like that? Because when I first got there, I didn't really want to cause trouble, if that makes sense. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go with the flow. You know, I'm just going to do what I have to do, what they asked me to do, and that's that. But as I got there, I seen that they were taking advantage with the scheduling until I finally told someone, and like towards the end of when I left, that's when they changed it. But it was like double off, double off, double off, double off. It was like, okay, you're giving me a day off between the doubles, but I still don't want to do a double. Like, I still want you to ask me if I want to do a double. Maybe I want to do just like day shifts 5 days a week or 4 days a week, and maybe like a double here and there. But for them to just schedule me doubles was just like, what? Staff, you know, I felt like I wished that they would have told more people that they were travelers, especially Black travelers, because I got a lot of stares. I got a lot of, like, one time I was taking a cart. They have this cart where you can bring, you know, if you have a lot of groceries, you can bring it to your room, because the front desk in your actual apartment were like far away. So they had this cart where you could put all your groceries on and your packages and just roll it to your room, and then you bring it back. This one guy who was following me, he was like, make sure you bring that back. You know, I use that for the residents, and oh, I never seen you here before. And it was just like I'm stealing the cart. I'm like, sir, I work here, number one. I don't appreciate you breathing down my neck about a cart. I'm a grown woman. I know what to do when I take something, and I know how to return it. And I'm not a thief. I'm not here to steal your cart. I'm here to put my groceries in my room, put it back, and do what I have to do. So it was little passive aggressive stuff like that with the staff, like surrounding the building. A lot of stares, a lot of, oh, what are you doing here? And, you know, questions like that. I do think they need to educate and inform the staff. We have travelers coming here. A majority of those travelers, probably I would say 99% of them, are people of color, Black people. Yeah, that was one thing they needed to do. I had maintenance literally open my door when I was sleeping, because they have a key to all the rooms. I remember they knocked, but I was like half asleep, and I'm like, I'm not opening the door because I'm sleeping, you know? Like, just like if you're in an apartment and someone knocks and you don't feel like opening the door, you don't have to. So I didn't. I'm like, I don't have to open the door. I'm sleeping. I worked the double. I'm tired. They knocked, and then I heard like the key, and then I heard them come in, and hey, we want to take your AC out. Mind you, this was like maybe like late September, and it was still like in the 60s. And I don't know, I get hot flashes. I don't know if my meds, I get hot. So I always need to have the AC on. And they were like, yeah, we're taking out all 8, but it's like they're still talking to me. And I'm like, can you get the fuck out of my room? Like, how do y'all just walk into my room like that? And I had to tell like one of the women that helped me get situated. She was like payroll. But I told her, let them know, don't ever do that shit again. Don't ever bust up in my room like that. I got PTSD on top of that. Don't ever let, and it was like 3 men. It was just bad. I was like, y'all need to tell these people when you have travelers coming and what room they're staying in. That's what you need to tell these people. So they know, oh, that's a traveler right there. That's not a resident. really bad arthritis in my fingers, my thumb. I don't know what this is, but in the morning it's like stiff like this, and it can't bend. Like, it hurts. Then, like, I would say, like, as the day progresses, it gets looser and I can go like that, but you'll feel a buckle. Like, I'll go like that and then you'll feel like a buckle. So my fingers haven't recovered, and it's from working these doubles and changing residents multiple times a day, multiple total care residents, taking them in the chair, then all of them get out of bed. Like, it was only like 1 or 2 residents that were total care that stayed in the bed. Everybody else total care had to get out of bed. Just a lot of like back and forth with the Hoyers, back and forth with the standing, pushing, you know, turning a lot of the heavier residents. Like I said, it was only 2 people, so you barely got help. There was a lot of times where I would have to push like a 300 something resident over by myself, like change everything, like holding one arm. And that's what really messed up my hands, because it was hard to get help, especially in a timely manner, to get what I had to get done. So it was just it was a lot on the body. My body took a hit, my fingers took a hit. Mentally, I was becoming just like, oh, I hate this. Like, every day where I had to go to work and I knew I had to work a double, I was just dreading it. Like, and that made me, you know, have a bad attitude. Like, I'm pretty sure some of the nurses would say, oh, well, sometimes she would have like not the best attitude. Now, I never show my aggression or anything to the residents, but yeah, I would have an attitude sometimes with the staff, especially if a bell is ringing and you can't run and get it. You know, especially if I'm being overworked, I'm gonna have an attitude. That's gonna weigh heavy on my mental and my physical. So no, I wasn't always happy every day. I'm human. But what I would really say is what like broke the camel's back of like really pushed me to end my contract, because I was supposed to end it on December 24th. I left November 17th. So I had like a month and some change left to go, and I couldn't stomach doing another month. It was a day where I was extremely tired. The day before, I had a panic attack, and I bring my panic attack medication with me everywhere. I had it at like 9 at night, so me taking that pill late that night made me super groggy the next day. You know, and I didn't want to call out of work because I couldn't, because one time I called out, they allowed it. The second time, they were like, oh, well, can you come in for at least this time to this time, because we literally have nobody. The fact that you guys depend on the travelers, like the only travelers to, it's like I couldn't even call out and take a sick day, which was not healthy at all. So, and then when the second time I tried to call out, they called my agency, was like, hey, can you tell your travelers stop calling out because we need them. They're here to fill in. It was just so disgusting and rude about it. So, you know, I didn't want to call out. So I was like, you know what? I'm groggy from this panic attack medication, but I feel like I can get through the shift. It was on a Friday. And I remember I was just out of it. Like, I did the best I could to push through for the residents and to do my job. There was this one resident, she had just gotten surgery, and she was all bandaged up and bloody. But she had came in like early in the morning before my shift started. So she had on like a gown with like dry blood on it. Now I went to this woman, sweet as pie all the time, super mean the last time I went in that room, because I guess surgery, the medication. But she was just like, don't touch me. I don't want you to touch me. I don't want you grabbing and da-da-da at me. And I was just like, okay, well, I can come. And she was a catheter, and she had a bag. So she didn't need her, you know, her diaper changed or anything like that. All she really needed was just, she did most of the stuff by herself. But because she just got out of surgery, she just needed her gown changed, because it had dry blood on it. I tried to change it. She didn't allow me to, because she said she didn't want to be tugged at and changed, and I got it. I said, okay, I'll come back later. Okay. So I did. I went back later. I would say probably like an hour before my shift ended. I went and she let me change her gown. It was literally like one blotch of dry blood. That was it. That was it. Changed the gown, fluffed her pillows, got what she needed to get. She was good. I get called into the nurse's station, and they're writing me up because I didn't change her gown fast enough. I didn't provide care to her. And then I had 2 residents who I didn't put a call light on. I put call bells on every resident, even the ones, and these were the residents that were total care, meaning like, even if they did need anything, nobody would know, because they would never ring the bell unless their family member was in there. They'll ring the bell. But I know I put bells on everyone. Total care, everybody. If they're sitting in a chair, it's like a little clip, I clip it to them. So I know for a fact I clip them. Now maybe I didn't because I was medicated from my anxiety medication the night before, so I could have probably forgotten, but it was the fact that I literally came in when I wasn't feeling my best, and I did my best, and they wrote me up for that. And then the way the woman was talking to me was, the nurse was, you have to care for the residents. I've been caring for the residents since I freaking got here, to the point where my body is suffering from it. Don't tell me to care for the residents when it's me and the other traveler that's doing all the shit and work around here, and you're just complaining and complaining and complaining. Then you do. If there wasn't a call bell on a resident, why didn't you just put it on? I had put in my 2 weeks before that, but that was just a confirmation of, yeah, you gotta go. All right, the week before I left, we got 3 new people, and I'm like, well, where were these 3 new people when I was struggling? Came, and I kid you not, a few of them, like all of them, actually, like no, 2 of them. I'm not gonna say it was 2 of them. One of them, she was like, I'm going to end my contract. I'm telling my recruiter now. And she was only there for like 2 days. And I didn't tell her anything. I didn't want to spoil her, experience. I wasn't there to be a Debbie Downer and be negative and be miserable and be like, oh, you're not gonna like it here. No, they came, they were new. I showed them the ins and outs of the facility because I had to train them. So I talked to them about each resident, what he or she likes, when they like to get up, kind of the policies of the facilities. I gave them a rundown of who I do first as far as cares, and that was it. But I guess as time went on, 2 days, they seen a lot of stupid stuff going on, and they were like, no, we're ending our contracts, this is ridiculous. Been home for like a good week and some change. I'm always gonna say week and some change. I've been home a week and some change, and I've been home, and I have my own personal issues when it comes to my living situation currently, which is why I started the travel CNA thing. And I won't talk too much about that, maybe in another video, because obviously I'm still staying here. So I've been able to relax for the meantime while I've been home, spend time with my boyfriend, celebrate his birthday, which is actually tomorrow, but we've been celebrating since I got here. I kid you not. Spending time with him, spending time with family, the family that I like to spend time with, child. All I've really been doing since I've been home, I am actually in the talks of starting a new contract. So I am excited about that because I had after I left that assignment, I was so negative. I was like, I'm never doing a travel CNA assignment again. Things did come out. Like I was able to pay off. I had like 5 credit cards. I kid you not. I paid off all of them. All of them. My credit score skyrocketed to, like, I have an app and it tells you my credit score went up 104 points. Open up a savings account. I never had a savings account. No, I just had 2 checkings, and I would like put money in each and like kind of save it. I would just like take cash and use that. But I officially opened up a savings, and I put a lot of like my savings in there, and I'm just so proud of myself financially because I'm not the best when it comes to saving and all of that. So I think definitely being a travel CNA definitely helped me money-wise, able to pay off things I would have never been able to pay off if I was just working here. Everything is so expensive because you're always spending money. It's hard to even save when rent is so high and just everything is so expensive. It's hard to save money. I want to finish off that thought. So I was saying that when you are a travel nurse, you're not spending a lot of money because you're not in the city. You're just at a low-key spot, just stacking up your money. You're not going out, you're not taking the subway, and all of that adds up. So that's why I felt like traveling was better for me, even though I live in New York. I love New York, but there's a lot of parts of New York I don't love. I don't love the area that I live in currently, and I'm trying to change that, but it's hard to when everything is so freaking expensive. So I feel like traveling gives me a peace of mind because after work, I just want to go straight to my house and be alone and living where I live in the situation where I am. I can't just come home to a quiet place. I have to take the train delays and blah, 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 blah. At least when you're traveling and you have housing on site, it's like work, home, work, home, work, home. You get a little bit more of a peace of mind, and I'm not going to stop. But I would say when I left the contract, I was very like, oh, is traveling for me? Can I do this? But I had to step outside myself and say, look, you paid off your credit card bills. You opened up a savings account. You saved a ton of money. It was a bad assignment. It's not the only assignment in the world. There's a million different assignments, okay? My main goal is money, okay? So I am taking another contract. I'm in talks with my recruiter right now. I will update you guys on that. Obviously, I will vlog more at that assignment because I didn't really vlog at this one. Like I said, because I didn't have the time to. I was literally working every day. So when I didn't work, I was exhausted. I did the videos I could push out that I was there, but I feel like I could have did more content-wise. This new assignment, I definitely want to vlog more and share more with you. So I'm gonna do that when the time comes. But overall, I would say that I made the most money I've ever made at any job doing travel CNA. This facility, I got all the information, everything. Like me and my recruiter are going in talking about it. So she's the best. I have the best recruiter ever. If you want to know who my recruiter is, you could just hit me up. I have it on my Instagram and my TikTok. My agency is Advantis Medical. That is who I am. That is who I work with. I love my agency. They got me gifts. I want to show you guys before I end this video what they got me. Got me this cute mug. It locks, so like if you have like anything in it, it's spill proof. It won't spill or anything. And it's like a tin, so you can put hot drinks in here, it'll stay hot. Cold drinks in here, it'll stay cold. And I just thought this was so awesome. They also sent me this really big traveler's bag. Let me open it. Very spacey. And it also has like something like, you know, that silver texture in it where you could put like food or something in it. But yeah, so I got a bag and I got a cup and it's perfect for traveling. So I really appreciate that. Listen, this agency has sent me, aside from my paycheck that I earned, they'll send me like a gift card for just like little things, like taking a survey, doing like leaving a review, like and they will send me like a gift card of money, or like I have a Starbucks gift card I probably didn't even use yet. They sent me so many gift cards that I still haven't even touched. So it's like they really care about their workers, and I am like proud to be affiliated with them in any way. I kind of feel like lucky. Like I literally stumbled upon them on Indeed, and I would say a lot of the agencies that I stumbled upon on Indeed, we just never worked out. It never went past me even leaving my home because it was just communicating with them. They wouldn't communicate not fast enough, but like weeks they wouldn't reply back, and it was just horrible. Yes, I still recommend travel nursing. Travel nursing, travel CNA, it all goes into the same belt, so I just say travel nursing. But that's why I definitely recommend it. The money is really good. You know, I did get to meet, I got a friend, I gained a friend from my assignment. And then, you know, the girls that were there before me, it was nice to meet people from different places. It was just nice to venture out, just outside of New York City, because I feel like when you live in New York all your life, you feel like everything is here because there's so many different people, but like there's other things to see. And it definitely grew me as a person. I don't know, it just taught me strength in a way. Even though I was overworked, it showed that like I can be overworked and still show up and do what I have to do. And so it built some type of character to me. Talk to you guys soon. Definitely share more deets on my next contract that I will be taking, which will probably be in like the next 2 weeks. I will be leaving. I was originally supposed to leave straight after the last one, but I wanted to come home and decompress because it was such a horrible assignment, and spend time with family and stuff. But I will be gone again in the next 2 weeks, but I will update you guys on everything, so stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching this video. Give me a thumbs up, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I will see you guys in my next video.